Hello, my dear students. Welcome back to English Mastery Hub. I'm Logan, and I'm so happy to see you today. I hope you are doing well and ready to learn something new and exciting. Today, we will talk about something very important for your English learning, the 4 stages of speaking growth. Sometimes, learning English feels hard. You may ask, am I improving? Or, what should I do next? Don't worry. In this lesson, I will show you the 4 levels of speaking. I will also give you real-life examples and easy tips so you can move to the next stage step by step. So, stay with me until the end of the lesson. It will really help you. And before we begin, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to English Mastery Hub. That way, you will never miss a new lesson. Are you ready to start your journey to better speaking? Let's go. In the first stage of speaking English, you are just beginning your journey. You are a silent beginner. This means you are learning but you don't speak much yet. That is okay. It is normal. Every English speaker started in this stage. At this level, you may know some words. You may understand a few things if people speak slowly. You can understand greetings like, hello, good morning, or how are you? But when it's time to speak, you feel nervous. You don't know what to say. You feel shy. This is very common. Many learners feel this way. You are not alone. One of my students, Maria, started just like this. She joined my class, but she did not talk. She only listened. She smiled and nodded her head. At first, she did not say any words, but she was not wasting time. She was learning. She listened very carefully to me. She watched my mouth when I spoke. She repeated my words very quietly to herself. That is what you can do too. This stage is not about perfect speaking. It is about getting used to English. You are training your ears. You are learning how English sounds. You are building your English mind. It takes time, but it works. Here are some simple tips to help you in this first stage. Listen to easy English every day. Choose simple English materials. Watch children's cartoons. Listen to slow English podcasts. Try English songs for kids. These are great because they use easy words and speak slowly. Repeat words and short phrases out loud. After you listen, say the words again. For example, if you hear, good morning, pause the video and repeat, good morning. Use your voice. Don't be shy. Speaking out loud helps your mouth get used to English sounds. Learn 5 new words every day. Choose 5 easy words each day. Use pictures, flashcards, or a mobile app. For example, today you can learn cat, dog, book, car, and pen. Tomorrow, choose 5 more. Repeat them every day. This builds your vocabulary step by step. Don't worry about grammar. You don't need to learn grammar rules now. This stage is not for that. This stage is for listening, repeating, and learning new words. Grammar will come later. Watch with subtitles. If you watch a cartoon or a video, use English subtitles. Read the words as you hear them. This helps your eyes and ears work together. You understand better. Talk to yourself in English. It may feel strange, but it helps. Look at a cup and say, this is a cup. Look outside and say, the sun is bright. Say what you see. Say what you do. I am eating. I am reading. It's okay if no one is listening. You are practicing. Be patient and kind to yourself. Learning takes time. Don't be angry if you forget words. Don't feel bad if you can't speak yet. You are growing every day. Just keep listening and repeating. Your time to speak will come. Let's look again at Maria. After a few weeks of just listening and repeating, she started to whisper words. Then she tried short sentences like, I am Maria. Later, she joined class conversations. Now, Maria speaks with confidence. She made progress slowly, but she never stopped learning. So, if you are in stage 1, that's okay. You are doing great. You are not behind. You are on the path. Every English speaker was here once. Your job is to listen, repeat, and grow. You don't need to rush. Enjoy the process. Have fun with English. Smile when you learn a new word. Be proud when you understand a sentence. These small wins will give you power and motivation to keep going. Remember, every great English speaker once said their first word. Now it's your turn. Keep listening, keep repeating, and keep believing in yourself. You are learning more than you think, and soon your voice will grow stronger in English. Let's move to the next stage when you are ready. At stage 2, you're beginning to speak more in English, but it's still a bit slow. You know more words now, and you can make short sentences. However, when you speak, you might still find yourself translating from your language to English in your head. This is completely normal and a part of the process. You might be thinking, what is the word for this in English? And then translating it, which can make speaking slower. But don't worry, this is how you grow. I remember when I was learning a new language. I wanted to speak, but my sentences came out very slowly. For example, I would say things like, I go to school yesterday. It wasn't perfect. It was a little slow, but it was progress. Slowly, I started getting better and faster. This is exactly what happens in stage 2. You're moving forward, and that's what matters. In this stage, the most important thing is to keep trying. You might feel frustrated because your sentences are slow or not perfect, but every time you try, you improve. Don't let the mistakes stop you. Mistakes are part of the learning process. They are how you improve. So, be kind to yourself and keep going. Here are some tips to help you get through stage 2 and speak more confidently. Practice speaking with a friend or language partner. Find someone to practice speaking with. This could be a friend who speaks English or a language partner. Don't worry if your sentences aren't perfect. The goal is to practice. Speak slowly if you need to, but keep speaking. If you don't know many people who speak English, you can use language exchange apps to find someone to practice with online. Practicing with a friend helps you feel more comfortable, and it also gives you a chance to try out new words and phrases. Use simple sentences. At this stage, it's important to keep your sentences simple. Don't worry about making complex sentences with difficult grammar. Just focus on saying things in a simple way. For example, instead of saying, I have been going to the store for 2 hours, just say, I go to the store. The more you practice with simple sentences, the more you'll be able to build on them later. And remember, it's okay if you make mistakes. The goal is to communicate, not to be perfect. Speak out loud every day. Even if you only have 5 minutes, try to speak out loud in English every day. Speaking out loud helps you get used to the sound of the language and helps your brain become more comfortable with speaking. You can practice saying short sentences or talking about your day. For example, you can say, Today, I ate breakfast. I went to work. I like to read books. The more you speak, the easier it becomes. Make it a daily habit, and you will see progress. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Mistakes are not something to be afraid of. They are your teachers. Every mistake you make is a chance to learn. You might say something wrong, but someone will correct you, or you will notice it yourself. That's how you grow. Don't let mistakes stop you from speaking. The more you speak, the more mistakes you will make, and the more you will learn. Just remember, nobody speaks perfectly all the time. Even native speakers make mistakes. Use what you know. At stage 2, you might not know every word or phrase, but you know enough to communicate. Use the words you know. You might not know the perfect word, but you can find another way to say it. For example, if you don't know the word bus, you can say, "I take the big car that goes on the street." Even if it's not the perfect sentence, people will understand you. The goal is to get your message across. Listen and repeat. Another great way to improve is to listen to English and repeat what you hear. You can listen to podcasts, watch TV shows, or listen to songs. Try to repeat the sentences you hear. This helps you get used to the rhythm of the language and how sentences are structured. You don't need to understand everything. Just focus on repeating the sentences out loud. This will help you speak more naturally and with better rhythm. Slow down and breathe. If you feel nervous or stressed about speaking, remember to slow down. Take a deep breath. It's okay if you speak slowly. Speaking too fast can make you nervous and cause mistakes. It's better to speak slowly and clearly. This will help you feel more confident, and it will help your listener understand you better. Don't rush. Take your time and focus on speaking clearly. Talk to yourself. If you don't have someone to practice with, you can talk to yourself in English. For example, when you wake up, you can say, "I am waking up. I will brush my teeth. I will eat breakfast." Talking to yourself helps you practice forming sentences and using new words. It also helps you feel more comfortable speaking out loud. Remember, stage 2 is all about practice. You may still make mistakes, and your sentences may come out slowly, but that's completely normal. The important thing is that you are trying and practicing every day. Each time you speak, you get a little better. Keep practicing, and don't be afraid to make mistakes. The more you practice, the faster and more confidently you will speak. It's okay to feel slow at this stage. Every learner has been there. It's part of the journey. Keep moving forward, keep speaking, and soon you'll find that speaking English becomes easier. You'll move from being a slow speaker to speaking more confidently and clearly. Remember, the goal is not to be perfect. The goal is to speak, communicate, and improve little by little every day. Keep up the great work. You are making progress, and you're doing amazing. At stage 3, you've come a long way in your English learning journey. You can now have conversations with others and express your ideas clearly. You don't need to translate every word from your language to English anymore. Speaking has become easier, but you might still make small mistakes. That's okay. It's normal. The important thing is that you feel more confident when you speak. Let me tell you about one of my students, Ahmed. He reached this stage after about 6 months of daily practice. At first, Ahmed struggled to speak. He was very slow, and he translated from his language to English in his head. But after practicing every day, he started speaking in full sentences. He was able to ask questions and share his opinions with ease. Of course, he still made small grammar mistakes, but his progress was huge. He was no longer afraid to speak, and that's what matters most. At stage 3, you have the confidence to communicate more freely in English. It's no longer just about forming basic sentences. You can talk about different topics and express your feelings, thoughts, and opinions. You might make a few mistakes with grammar or word choices, but that's all part of learning. What's important is that you are speaking more comfortably. Join English conversation groups or online speaking clubs. A great way to practice speaking is by joining conversation groups. These are groups where people get together, either in person or online, to speak in English. You can find conversation groups on websites or apps that help people connect with language learners. Joining a group will give you a chance to speak with others, learn from them, and practice your skills in a real-world setting. In these groups, everyone is learning, so you don't need to be perfect. Just speak, listen, and enjoy the conversation. Talk about different topics. When you speak in English, try to talk about a variety of topics. For example, you can talk about food, travel, hobbies, your favorite movies, or even your goals for the future. This will help you learn new vocabulary and practice speaking about different subjects. The more topics you explore, the more confident you will feel talking about anything in English. Don't be afraid to try new topics. If you don't know the words, look them up. The goal is to practice speaking as much as possible. Record yourself. Speaking. One way to improve your speaking is by recording yourself. It can be helpful to listen to your own voice. When you record yourself, you can hear what you sound like and notice areas where you might need to improve. For example, you might notice that your pronunciation of certain words isn't clear, or you may realize that you're using the same words over and over again. By listening to your recordings, you can make changes and improve your speaking skills. Recording yourself also helps you become more aware of how you speak and gives you the chance to practice outside of real conversations. Learn from feedback and correct small mistakes. When you speak, don't be afraid to make mistakes. Everyone makes mistakes when learning a new language. The important thing is to learn from them. If a teacher or conversation partner gives you feedback, listen to it carefully. Maybe they'll correct a small grammar mistake or suggest a better way to say something. Take this feedback and use it to improve. Don't feel bad about mistakes. They are part of the learning process. Every time you correct a mistake, you become a better speaker. Be patient and keep practicing. At stage 3, you are already making great progress, but it's important to keep practicing. Even if you feel confident, don't stop speaking. The more you practice, the more fluent you'll become. You may still make mistakes, but that's okay. Don't expect perfection. Language learning is a journey, and it takes time. Be patient with yourself and keep going. Every conversation, every new word you learn, and every sentence you speak makes you better. Use English every day. At this stage, it's important to continue using English every day. This doesn't mean you need to speak for hours, but try to use English in your daily life. You can listen to English podcasts or watch movies in English. You can also try writing in English or reading books, articles, or blogs. The more you expose yourself to the language, the more you will improve. Make English a part of your routine, and you'll notice your progress more quickly. Focus on pronunciation. At stage 3, pronunciation becomes more important. If people can understand you easily, that's great. But if you notice that others sometimes don't understand you, focus on improving your pronunciation. You don't need to sound like a native speaker, but clearer pronunciation will help others understand you better. Try listening to native speakers and mimicking their pronunciation. You can also use language apps that help with pronunciation or ask a teacher for tips. Expand your vocabulary. The more words you know, the easier it will be to express yourself. In Stage 3, focus on learning new words every day. You can learn vocabulary related to different topics or words that you hear often. Learning new words will help you speak more naturally and give you more tools to express your ideas. Remember, Stage 3 is about building your confidence and becoming a more natural speaker. It's normal to make mistakes, and it's okay if you don't know every word. What's important is that you are speaking more freely and feeling more comfortable using English. With practice, you'll keep improving, and your confidence will continue to grow. At this stage, your conversations will feel more natural, and you'll find that you can express yourself better than before. Keep practicing, keep speaking, and keep challenging yourself with new topics. The more you speak, the easier it will become. You're on the right track, and with time and practice, you'll continue to get even better. Keep up the great work. At Stage 4, you have reached an exciting point in your English journey. You can now speak without thinking too much about what you want to say. You feel comfortable using English in almost any situation. You understand fast conversations, and you can talk about many topics easily. Your pronunciation has improved, and you sound more natural when you speak. I remember one of my students, Lucy. She worked hard for a year, practicing every day. She watched English shows, spoke with native speakers, and even started teaching basic English to her friends. Lucy's confidence grew, and soon she was able to speak fluently and naturally without any hesitation. This is the stage that many learners dream of, and with consistent practice you can reach it too. At this point, speaking English feels almost as natural as speaking your first language. You don't need to think about grammar or structure before you speak. The words just come to you, and your sentences flow smoothly. You understand everything that is said to you, even if people speak quickly or use slang. You are not worried about making mistakes anymore because you know that fluency comes with time and practice. Here are some tips to help you keep growing and become even more fluent in Stage 4. Watch English TV shows without subtitles. At this stage, it's important to challenge yourself. Watching English TV shows without subtitles is a great way to improve your listening skills. When you watch a show without subtitles, you have to rely on your ears to understand the words. This will help you get used to different accents, fast speech, and common expressions. You can start with shows you enjoy or that are easy to understand. As you get better, try watching shows with more complex language. You'll notice that it becomes easier and easier to follow the conversation. Read books and speak about what you read. Reading books in English is a great way to improve your vocabulary and understanding of the language. Choose books that interest you and are not too difficult. After you read a chapter or a section, try speaking about what you've read. You can talk to a friend, a teacher, or even just record yourself. This will help you practice speaking about different topics and increase your confidence. By explaining what you've read, you are using the vocabulary and phrases you've learned, which will make you sound more fluent. Teach others who are at a lower level. Teaching is one of the best ways to improve your own skills. If you have friends or family who are learning English, try helping them. You don't have to be perfect. Just explaining things in simple English will help you reinforce what you've learned. Teaching others forces you to think about the language in a different way, which helps you better understand the grammar and vocabulary. You can also learn new things by answering questions that your students might ask. Use English in your daily life. The key to becoming more fluent is to use English in your daily life as much as possible. Speak English at home, at work, or when you're out with friends. You can change your phone settings to English, write your shopping list in English, or practice ordering food in English when you're at a restaurant. The more you use English in everyday situations, the more natural it will become. It's important to surround yourself with English every day, so it becomes a natural part of your life. Practice speaking regularly. Even at stage 4, it's important to keep practicing your speaking skills. Make a habit of speaking in English every day. You can practice with friends, language partners, or even talk to yourself. Try to find opportunities to speak with native speakers. The more you speak, the more fluent and confident you will become. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. No one speaks perfectly all the time. The key is to keep practicing and improving. Focus on pronunciation. By stage 4, your pronunciation should be much better. However, it's still important to focus on it. Good pronunciation will make it easier for others to understand you, and it will make your speech sound even more natural. Listen to native speakers and try to mimic their accent and intonation. You can also use language apps that help with pronunciation or work with a teacher who can give you feedback. The better your pronunciation, the more confident you will feel when speaking. Use English in different contexts. As you reach stage 4, you should be able to use English in different situations, whether it's talking with friends, giving a presentation, or writing emails at work. Practice using English in all kinds of situations. This will help you become comfortable in any context. For example, try writing emails or making phone calls in English. Practice having conversations about different topics, such as your hobbies, your work, or the news. This variety will make you a more well-rounded speaker. Keep expanding your vocabulary. Even at stage 4, it's important to keep learning new words and expressions. The more words you know, the easier it will be to express yourself. You can learn new vocabulary by reading, listening, or watching English content. Try to learn words that are related to your interests or that you might use in your daily life. The more you expand your vocabulary, the more you'll be able to speak naturally and fluently. Set goals and challenge yourself. At stage 4, it's easy to get comfortable, but don't forget to set new goals for yourself. Challenge yourself to speak about new topics or try more difficult conversations. You can set a goal to speak for a certain amount of time every day or to have a conversation with a native speaker once a week. Keeping yourself challenged will help you continue to grow as a fluent English speaker. Enjoy the process. Finally, remember to enjoy the process. Fluency is a long journey, but it's also a rewarding one. At stage 4, you're able to speak comfortably and confidently, and that's something to be proud of. Celebrate your progress and keep enjoying learning English. The more you enjoy the process, the easier it will be to keep improving. At this stage, you're no longer thinking about grammar or structure as much. You're thinking about how to express yourself in the best way possible. You're able to understand fast speech and talk naturally, just like a native speaker. You are now a confident, fluent English speaker, and it's amazing to see how far you've come. Remember, fluency isn't just about speaking perfectly. It's about being able to communicate comfortably and confidently in English. Keep practicing. Keep using English in your daily life, and most importantly, keep enjoying the journey. Every student moves through these stages at their own speed. Some of you might be at stage 1, while others might be at stage 2. And that's perfectly okay. Don't rush the process. The most important thing is to keep going, no matter what stage you're at. Learning a language takes time and effort, and the key is consistent practice. So, keep learning, keep practicing, and trust that you'll keep improving. Now, I want to ask you something. Which stage are you in right now? Do you feel like you're just starting, or are you already speaking confidently? What small step can you take today to reach the next stage? I would love to hear your answers in the comments. It's always inspiring to read your stories and see how much progress you're making. Thank you so much for watching this lesson. If it helped you, please give it a thumbs up. Share it with your friends who are also learning English. And don't forget to subscribe to English Mastery Hub so you never miss another lesson. Keep speaking, keep growing, and always believe in yourself. You can do it. I'm Logan, and I'll see you in the next lesson. Keep up the amazing work.